Alright, as promised, I am back to give you guys my take on Tales of Vesperia. So, Repeat, please take it away. Vesperia was a game that was originally released on the Xbox 360 in 2008, but in January of 2019, the definitive edition was released, making it accessible to pretty much everything but a smartphone. Which, by the way, I think is a great thing. Remastering a game with the goal of making it widely accessible is how remasters should be. Diving into the story though, we start off with our main character here, Yuri Lowell, and his trusty sidekick, Repeat. What I found interesting about Yuri, however, is this dark side to him that other Tales games never really explored. As the plot moves forward, we see Yuri take actions that are not becoming of a hero. Yuri at times is a self-righteous character who acts outside the moral norm. With this behavior, it causes internal conflicts in the game, which would further support a focus on our party members and not the outside world. Sadly, instead of taking the story further into that direction, the game steers itself back into a more traditional format. Due to this shift, the last arc of the game feels a bit underwhelming.
Man, that escalated quickly. Well, we're off to a good start.
Some may have found the cast of Vesperia generic, and I did too at first, but over time, they really grew on me. I thoroughly enjoyed the cast, especially in moments where they would dunk on Captain Carroll time and time again. There are jokes in the game and points where even the characters do not take themselves seriously, but because it is done in a tasteful manner, it's quite refreshing.
Hey, why were you wearing that stuffy looking suit of armor?
Oh, you didn't like it? It's pretty sturdy and protects my body quite nicely. See? Look at this beautiful skin free of bruises and blemishes.
Very nice. I'm actually worried where my eyes might wander.
You don't look all that worried to me.
Now moving on to combat, to those of you with a more modern taste in games, Vesperia does show its age in this department. This is not to say combat is terrible, it is to say more so that it just takes time to get used to. Since it was from the same producer of Tales of Symphonia and Tales of the Abyss, my favorite Tales game, of course, it follows in line with building up from those systems. Instead of fields of phonons, like in Abyss, with the correct skill on a weapon or directly equipped by your character, you can change the regular version of an art into a different one. Some are just different attacks completely, while others get an element added to them. This also affects your burst art animation as well. What is neat about this is you can learn these arts permanently after 100 uses, so you can drop those abilities to make room for other skills. By the way, skills are learned through your equipment, so at times, I found myself lost in the synthesis menu just trying to get version B of a weapon for Captain Carroll. Also, to any new Tales players, I recommend you start this game out on easy because the third boss will clap those cheeks. I guarantee as he clapped mine on normal quite a few times. But as the game progresses, the boss fights become easier, and by the end of the game, the balance is, well, fair. One more thing though, the amount of super armor on the humans in this game will probably make you curse. Overall, the battle system is fine for 2008 standards, but I do wish the definitive edition had a few more tweaks. Cutscene wise, the game still holds true to the Tales formula. By Tales formula, I mean in-game cutscenes and the occasional anime styled ones. There's plenty of dialogue in this game as well. I mean, it is a JRPG after all. With that dialogue though, also comes plenty of skits, which are sidebar conversations in the game that help a player learn more about the cast of characters. Some of those characters are of course stronger than others though. Overall, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is a fun but challenging game to newcomers and veterans alike. The shift in the story may leave some players with a bitter taste in their mouth, which is quite understandable. The combat, while outdated, is still very fun, but may not be satisfying to some. I would not recommend this game as your entry into the Tales series, but if you're looking for a deal, then Chief called. With it constantly going on sale for $10 or less, you will get your money's worth if you're looking to scratch that Tales itch. If you guys have any suggestions for the next Tales review, drop those in the comments below. And once again, this is Elio, signing out.
The sign of victory!
Yeah.
All right!